Let's have some fun. Welcome and good afternoon. My name is Shane, and today we are going to have some fun listening to some great music. It's Fridays when I normally post my favorites. So, my favorite Fridays, I call it. And it's when I get a chance to share with you guys some of my favorite music out there or some of my favorite music videos. And today, if you've already seen the title, you know what it is. We are checking out the Super Bowl halftime show. This I did watch it, obviously. That's why I'm sharing it with you guys. This won't be a first time viewing, but it will be a second time viewing. So I've only seen this once, and immediately, probably a great portion of this is because of nostalgia factors. I thought this was an amazing halftime show. I'm not a huge football fan. I actually am a baseball fan, not really a football fan. So I didn't watch the game. I caught the highlights later. I'm not in it for the commercials or anything like that. And I didn't watch this live when it was on. I caught it afterwards because it was blowing up all over the place that this was the best performance ever. Of course, some people didn't like it, but overall the sentiment was this is like the best performance ever. Now, I've seen it once, as I said. I haven't seen it more than that. But, I don't know if it's the best performance ever. It is definitely way up there, but Prince, that was a pretty good halftime show. There have been a couple of really top tier halftime shows. This is definitely up there in the top tier, but I don't know that I'd say it was my favorite of all time. In any event, you have Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and another special guest who I wasn't expecting to see. You'll see that here in a second as well. And then, of course, a special guest that I wanted to see that wasn't here because they're passed away and there was no way to bring them here other than hologram, which they could have done, I guess, but they didn't. In any case, this is more of a nostalgia road trip, I think. And that's probably a great majority of the reason that I think it resonates with people and people loved it. Was just seeing all these people together performing was just really cool. So hopefully you'll enjoy this too. If you haven't already seen it, that is. Chances are you've already seen this. It was all over the place. But if you haven't seen it, sit back, relax. It's going to be a little bit long, 14 minutes, but the other thing is, I'm sure the video is going to get blocked. This is on the NFL's official channel. I'm sure they're going to block this. If they do, you'll still be able to listen along with me, hopefully. And I will leave a link down in the description to the original video that you can go check out. If you want to see the unblocked reaction or whatever, you can check it out on my Patreon. But even if you don't do that, you can listen along. You'll just see like a watermark over the video. Because YouTube blocked it. Hopefully not, but my guess is it will be. With all of that said, by the way, also down below, in addition to a link to the original video, you can find other ways to support the channel. sjor.com if you want to have some fun getting some shirts and other merchandise. Patreon if you want early access to videos. Or there are also benefits for my second channel, SJOR Watches, over there, where I'm going to be watching movies and TV shows and other videos and giving you my thoughts on those. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. The only video over there right now is the intro video. There's no other content yet, but if you go subscribe, you'll be ready when the content starts coming here in the next few weeks. Okay, all that said, let's do this. Let's have a listen.
The National Football League welcomes you to the Pepsi Super Bowl 56
Obviously not sponsored or endorsed by the NFL here. All rights are theirs. I have to say that even though it makes no difference, they're going to block it automatically, probably. I haven't seen Dr. Dre for a while prior to this. Oh, yeah. Classic.
It's the one and only D-O-double-G.
Snoop Dogg.
You know what I'm with the D-O-E.
Yeah. Y'all know what this is. So can y'all make some noise for my man Snoop Dogg?
I love the set too.
Yeah, I'm burning it up. DPGC, go ahead and turn it on up. CPT, LBC, yeah, we hook it back up. And when they bang this in the club, they think you got to get up. Thug homies, drug homies, yeah, they giving it up. Low life, your life, boy, we giving it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for show. Slip my girl up 44 and she crept in the back door. These chickens looking at me strange, but you know I don't care. Step up in this mother, just a swing in my hair. Trick, quit talking, quit walk if you down with the shit. Take a bullet with some and take this dope on this jet. Out of town, put it down for the father of rap. And if you happen to get cracked, shut your trap.
I love the pictures on the wall.
If you believe in the ass, you'll be relieving your stress.
Okay, I'm not gonna pause this very much, but I just want to comment a couple of times because it's so long, and I'll forget if I wait till the end. But like Snoop Dogg, man, that's somebody. Think about this. Think about how much he has like crafted his image. I mean, in the early days, he was like one of the OG like gangster type rappers, right? And then but nowadays he's like mainstream. Martha Stewart, hanging out with Martha Stewart, he's like in a lot of just popular stuff. He's gone mainstream. You wouldn't have thought that from his early days when this stuff came out, but it's been really cool. He seems like a really chill, cool guy, and I love it. I love seeing the stuff on the pictures on the wall that are callbacks to his early videos and stuff. What I wondered during this whole thing is how they were going to get around some of the lyrics because without heavily editing them, which is what I guess they have to do, right? Because there's no way that they can play the unedited versions at the Super Bowl halftime show. Anyway. Just love that whole set though. That's so awesome.
It's the one and only D.R.E.
Dr. Dre, you little busters.
You little busters.
You know I'm riding with the D.O.G.
West Coast, make some noise.
Here's where I got excited, man. I'm like, man, where's Tupac?
Everybody put your hands in the air. Come on, everybody put your hands in the air. Put your hands way up in the air.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. A state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track is your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Pack a vest for your Jimmy in the city.
Let's see Snoop's little shuffle there.
State with a bomb ass can be. A place where you never find a dance floor empty. And pimps be on a mission for them greens. Lean, mean, money making machines serving fiends. I've been in the game for 30 years making rap songs. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon, now it's 22. They clock me, watch me, diamond shining, looking like I'm Rob Liberace. It's all good from Diego to the Bay. Your city is the palm if your city get paid.
So
Throw up a finger if you feel the same way. Straight put it down for California, hey.
Miss Tupac. Can you imagine if he was still alive? He would have definitely been part of this. Here's where I was a little surprised. Did not expect to see 50 Cent in this. Even though he's one of that crew too.
And you know you don't give a it's not your birthday. You can find me in the club. Bottle full of bub, mama, I got what you need. You can either feel above. I'm in the having sex, I ain't in the making love. So come give me a hug. You in the getting rough. When I pull up out front, see the being so good. When I roll 20 deep, always drama in the club. Yeah, they heard up with Dre, now they wanna show me love. When you sell like Eminem, you get plenty of groupie love. Look, homie, ain't nothing changed. Hold down, jeez. I see exhibit in the cut, it man, roll up trees. If you watch how I move, you mistake it for a player up here. I've been hit with a few shells, but I don't walk with a limp. In the hood, in LA, they saying 50, you hot. And lately, I want them to love me like they love me. But I let New York for show, they tell you I'm low. And the plan is to put the rap game in the choke. I'm pulling focus, man. My money on my mind, got a meal on the deal, and I'm still on the grind. That's all she said, she feeling my stats, she feeling my girls are with it, they buy it, they're ready to go. Okay, look, bottle full of bug, mama, I got what you need.
I wasn't sure that he was singing live, but then as he was singing, I was like, yeah, he's singing live at least a little bit because heard him skipping a few words here or there. Never really been a fan of this song, but performance is pretty hot though. Not just because of the way she looks. Love the outfit though. All blinged out, man. What if the band was live? Or they're just... Was that like All My Children or something like that? Getting the rest of us? There's little Tears for Fears action. Love that sample. He's cranking it up to 110% right there, man. Yeah, she gave it everything.
Man down, where you from? Where you from? Where your grandma stay? This is the city.
All's my life I has to fight. All's my life I. Hard times like yeah, bad trips like yeah. Nazareth, I'm on one, you on one. God got us, we gon' be alright. Oh, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Oh, we gon' be alright.
He seems short to me. I don't know. I don't know how tall he is, for real, but.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay stub. But I'ma stop and looking at you from the face down. Make a left and even boom with the bass down. Scheming, let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. But pretty, it's the highlight. Now tell my mama I love her, but this what I like. Lord knows, 20 years in my Chevy. Tell them all to come and get me, ripping everything I sold. Karma come in heavy, no preliminary end of my record.
Have to get all these guys to dye their hair.
Tell the world I think I'm great.
I mean, it's probably
Won't you please believe it now? Won't you please believe it now? When you know we've been hurt down before. When the pride was low, looking at the world like where do we go? And we ain't wanna kill a dead in the street for show. I'm at the preacher door, knees getting weak.
They brought the old school and new school together.
35 summers in the making, stop faking, you forgot about Dre. 35 summers in the making, I'm talking NWA. 35 summers in the making, stop faking, you forgot about Dre. 35 summers in the making, I'm talking NWA.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say.
Yeah.
But nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish. And motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. But nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish. And motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre.
Once again, not my favorite Eminem song, but
One shot. One opportunity.
I think it's a good one for this performance at least.
Sees everything you ever wanted. One moment.
It's more mainstream hit.
You capture it. Just let it slip.
Witty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on the sweater already.
Yeah.
Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop.
A lot of talent right there on that stage.
Forgetting what he wrote down, the whole crowd goes so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking out. Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Plow. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he knows he won't have it. He knows his own back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that when he's broke. He's so sad that he knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment. Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. Only get one shot, do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better.
I wonder if Dre was doing anything on that, actually doing anything on that quarter, if it's just for show. I mean, it looks like he's back there doing stuff, but I don't know if it's. He may just may not be hooked up to anything.
Make some noise. Lose yourself.
Yeah.
You better lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not miss your chance.
It's like I don't know if any of these.
Opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better
The drums sound real, which is good. See, when I first saw this, I didn't really think much of him kneeling down like that, but until afterwards when I was reading about it. So I didn't put any extra meaning into it. Tupac originally, but then I also associate that with the other song.
Still Snoop Dogg and D.R.E.
Bringing it back.
Guess who's back?
I see you still doing it. Make some noise for Dr. Dre.
It's still Dre Day, AK. Though I'm blowing the lock and keep it home a lot. Cause when I frequent the spots that I'm known to rock, you hear the bass from the truck when I'm on the block. Ladies, they pay homage, but haters say Dre fell off. How homie, the last album was The Chronic. They wanna know if he still got it. They say rap changed. They wanna know how I feel about it.
You ain't up on fame.
Dr. Dre is the name, I'm ahead of my game. Pumping my leaves, still touching the beats. Still not loving police. I still rock them khakis with a dump in the crease. I still got love for the streets, reppin' 213. Still the beats bang, still doing my thing. Since I left, ain't too much change.
I'm representing for them.
Love seeing all those guys together.
And still,
Hitting them corners in them lolos, girl.
and still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the
I'm
D.R.E.
representing for them gangsters all across the world.
And still,
Hitting them corners in them lolos, girl.
still taking my time to perfect the beat. And I still got love for the streets. It's the D.R.E.
Yeah. Such a cool set. Love it. Love it. All right. I'm not going to play the whole thing out. Okay, so there's too much. I tried to comment throughout because there's just too much to talk about that I wouldn't remember by the end. I mean, to me, this is just like the ultimate showcase of Dr. Dre and that whole crew that came up, that he basically brought up, basically. Really cool stuff. As I said, the only person that was missing that I really, which there's no way they could do it other than hologram, right, would be Tupac. But it does make you wonder, like, if Tupac were still around, of course he would have been part of this. But I wonder what kind of music he'd be playing. I wonder if he would have gone more mainstream like Snoop Dogg has. I was really surprised to see 50 Cent. I wasn't expecting to see him just because he's kind of dropped off and had some bad publicity stuff happen and that kind of thing. So I was surprised to see him. And as I said, I thought at first that he was just lip syncing everything, but then you could hear he was skipping some words here or there. So it probably was a mix. I don't know if all of the instruments were live or whether it was just a recording that was all for show. But I don't know. Overall, the set was amazing. The performances were cool. Lots of just nostalgia, I think, of music that I kind of, I want to say grew up with, but I didn't grow up with it. I was a little older by the time this stuff came out, but late teens and young adulthood, I guess we'll say, is what I associate with a lot of this stuff. But yeah, I have to imagine that even kids nowadays know who all these people are. But maybe, I don't know. They probably have a whole different view of Snoop Dogg than what he was originally. I want to say originally, like he is a different person back then. But those original videos are just something else. So go check those out. Yeah. I mean, check out all of these artists if you haven't heard it before, because I mean, all this stuff is good stuff. And I don't know that they picked good representative songs of the artist. Like I wouldn't have picked that song if I were playing Eminem, except that it's a really mainstream song for him. But I prefer some of his other stuff that may not have been as appropriate to play at the Super Bowl halftime show. So I think they played a lot of the more recognizable stuff on purpose, obviously. But yeah, when they played California Love there, I was like, man, are they going to bring out a Tupac hologram or what? Or Tupac himself? You know, rumors are that he's still living out there somewhere. Maybe he's playing with Elvis and, who else do they say is still alive? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. This is a blast for me. Just seeing it a second time even was really cool. I just pick up on extra things and be watching for him, and I wasn't picking up on the first time I watched it. But again, you probably have seen this. It just was all over the place, but maybe you haven't. In which case, hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it brought back some nostalgic feelings. If you hadn't heard these artists before, you need to go check them out for sure, because this is like, I mean, there's a lot of talent up there, a lot of talent. So just crazy. Super Bowl halftime shows are always gonna have a lot of talent on the stage, but this to me was like, as I said, top tier. Is it my favorite all time? Probably not. But it's pretty top tier. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I think that's where I'll leave things. I know this is a pretty long video, but thank you so much for coming by and watching. And until next time, have a great evening.